Good morning and welcome to the Saturday edition of TVC Breakfast. My name is Ikorodu.
Well, it's another beautiful Saturday morning. I'm Emmanuel Ajayi. Ire, Ayo. Untelemi, we have here with us this morning.
I mean, you men are blessed to have me in your presence this morning.
Okay.
So, ire to both of you.
What's the meaning of
Good morning, Nigerians.
Ayo, and all that?
Ayo means joy. Ire means
goodness.
Goodness and joy is mine.
Yeah, it's fine.
That's what it means. I really love that young man. His music is intelligent. You know, his music is written. The guy has music in him.
Absolutely.
And anytime he comes out with something, it's always very creative. Yeah. It's always very deep.
I agree.
You know? So it's a beautiful way to start a Saturday,
isn't it? A beautiful way to start the Saturday morning. To everyone out there, to those who are doing the Owambes, some are doing the housewarming. You just have to go out there, be moderate with whatever you're doing, because Ire Ayo is.
But also enjoy life because you only live once. Sorry, bringing it.
Yes. Yeah.
All right, so here in Lagos, the Lagos State government says the collapsed classroom block at Odekekere High School in Ikorodu had been marked for demolition. Now, this comes as the state government confirmed that there were no casualties. Resident told TVC News crew that some students and teachers sustained degrees of injuries. We have details in this report.
Residents of Odekekere community in the Ikorodu area of Lagos State on Thursday evening were thrown into panic following the sudden partial collapse of a structure in a local public school in the area. According to this video trending online, a section of the school building gave way with a thunderous sound that drew neighbors to the scene. TVC News visited the area, but we were not allowed access into the school compound. Residents gave us eyewitness accounts of how things panned out.
So the roof, it's not as if maybe like there is breeze. There is no breeze, there's no any wave. So all of a sudden we just hear a fall, like the roof. That's from the root of the stick just pulled. So all the roof just fall down. So immediately they were carrying it to rescue some students under. So immediately they carried it, they just said they should lift it up, then immediately the roof just hit the block. And all of a sudden the block and the roof, everything just fell.
Actually, the school started with the community effort before government come to our aid. And government is taking measures to make things work well. So this such a situation, we don't expect it. And when it happens, we have to come to quick response to many things.
Every other thing that was found there is community effort. Whatever that caused that building collapse yesterday, of course, we've been seeing the signal and the government were being told, but procrastination here and there. We really thank God yesterday, no loss of life.
Lagos State government officials who arrived at the scene expressed regret over the incident. They noted that the structure had already been earmarked for demolition before the incident occurred.
One of the things that we would prevent moving forward is whenever the communities are even coming to do anything, it must be certified. It's better we don't have than to have something that would collapse, and that's what has happened now. The state will never build this type of structure, and so that's why usually Ministry of Education will say that whenever anybody is trying to put anything in a school, they should come and get approval and clearance. So we would enforce that and ensure that that is really properly enforced.
The government says it has ordered the relocation of students pending construction of new classrooms. Theophilus Ilama, TVC News, Lagos.
Well, early in the year, we started seeing the issue of building collapse, especially in Lagos. It's now a recurring decima, and we just have to ensure that this is nipping board at this time. Thank God that we did not see any casualties in this particular incident at Odekekere High School in Ikorodu. Etoma, what's your reaction concerning this development?
Yes, it was community effort, but they got builders to build those structures, and the builders cut corners. You see, we talk about government not doing this or not doing that, but I think we are our biggest enemies. When you build a structure, you know that human lives will occupy that structure. So why cut corners? Well, but that might sound as if we are complaining after the fact. But look at what happened. The only good news is that there was no loss of life. But, and another good news, sorry, I think there are two good news there. Another good news is that the Lagos State government finally has taken notice of that place. And from what I hear,
And marked for demolition.
it's a mark for demolition, and they are going to rebuild for the community. Because the community had waited for the government to give them a primary school or a secondary school or whatever, and it was as if they were waiting forever. So they decided to come together and build a school, because the nearest school from that place is over 4 kilometers.
But the building has been marked for demolition before we now saw what transpired some days back.
Exactly.
I think it's particularly scary.
Are we that more proactive than being reactionary in some of these cases?
Reactionary in this case, because number one, I mean, I know that you have kids, and I think it will be scary for you if you hear that, oh, something happened to your children's school, and then now they're saying that they want to rebuild the school. It's a bit scary for someone who doesn't have kids and for someone who hopes to have kids one day. But I believe that the Lagos State government will eventually find a way to make the whole situation better. I hear that the road to the school self is nothing to write home about. I hope that as you're building the school, they also repair the roads also leading to the school.
The data is increasing year in out. In 2024, we had about 12 building collapse in the state. Etoma, this is becoming a worrying development that we're seeing, especially in Lagos, where we're talking about smart city. What exactly is happening?
Oh boy. One of the problems we have as a nation, not just Lagos State, is regulatory functions. We do not do oversight where we're supposed to, you know, for one mundane reason or another. Why should anybody build a high-rise building that will collapse even before you commission it? It shows that the building metrics were wrong. Everything, dimensions and everything was wrong. And some of those collapsed buildings took several lives, unfortunately.
And I really don't think anybody has been sentenced to imprisonment for the loss of lives.
For that, yes.
But there's this law in Lagos State that when your building comes down, automatically the Lagos State government takes over that particular land. We need to see more of this to serve as a deterrent to some of those people who will just build without following the due procedures.
I don't think taking over the land is enough, frankly. I feel like you should also question the builders, the architect, the contractor, everybody. Let's hear what everybody has to say.
It's a wake-up call to the Lagos State government at this time to ensure that this is reduced drastically, especially in a state like Lagos State. Away from that now, coming up after this break, we'll be looking at the front pages of the dailies. Do not go anywhere.